Amazon has been blocking more and more applications this year on the Firestick. Some apps that used to work before now cannot even be installed, and other apps that were working have now suddenly stopped overnight. And now Firestick users are asking the obvious question, what apps will still work in the future? Because if Amazon keep on tightening their control, then a lot of popular apps could disappear. But there's one application that survived every crackdown so far. It still works absolutely fine as of March 2026. And the reason why it still works actually reveals exactly how Amazon decides which applications to block. And later on this video, I'll show you 3 types of applications that Amazon will struggle or really will never be able to block on these Fire TV devices, which could save you a lot of frustration in the future. So let's jump straight into it. So over the last year, Amazon has quietly started locking down the Fire TV devices more and more. Everything from your launcher blocks to your ADB blocks to your application blocks to your streaming blocks. They've just been on a mission to make things more and more restrictive. Lots of applications are now marked as unsafe. Lots of applications are blocked because they give access to unlicensed content. It just shows you that they are really clamping down on these Fire TV devices. And they've even released devices like the Fire TV Stick 4K Select, where there's no easy way to access developer options. So forget trying to sideload anything on a device like that. So naturally, people thought that Kodi, this application, which has more than 50 million users worldwide, that would be the obvious application to be blocked next. But surprisingly, as I'm sure you guys know, Kodi still works absolutely fine on all of your devices, whether it's your Fire TVs, Android TV devices. It still works absolutely fine. Now, before we go any further, we need to clear up probably the biggest misunderstanding about this application. And this is where lots of people get confused. This application does not come with any content out of the box. It's simply a media player or a media platform. Think of it as a very, very powerful media player, which allows you to play all formats. You can use it to stream content from your local drives. You can play your own movies. You can access content from the rest of your network. You can connect to NAS servers, other media servers. You can even install add-ons, third-party add-ons to extend your library and access even more content. But again, Kodi itself does not host any of that content. And because of that, this is exactly why Amazon have not blocked it. And I personally don't think they will be able to block this ever on these devices. Now, quick question for you. Do you have this application installed on your device? Now, it really was one of the most popular applications maybe 5-6 years ago, before the explosion of custom APKs, third-party APKs. This really was the standard application for lots of people interested in third-party content. So do leave me a comment below if you still use this application and what you use it for. So the question is, why does Amazon block certain applications on these devices? And usually it's because they're targeting very specific things. So they're targeting applications that could be considered containing malware. Maybe there's some built-in adverts that they don't like. Maybe there's some data mining happening that they don't like. If they do detect there's any kind of malicious activity, they will instantly block those kind of applications. Now, we have seen quite a few examples with that, like for example, the LiveNet TV, like for example, the Flix one. Certain versions of that were known to use your device as an internet proxy. So because of that, they were blocked by Amazon. Also, the other type of applications that they block is applications that scrape content from certain sources, which then provide access to unlicensed or illegal content. So again, if your application does that, it will be blocked on your device. And those applications are very easy for Amazon to target. And this is why platforms like Kodi are completely different, because it's simply a framework. It's a platform allowing you to organize media, access media, stream content, all that good stuff. Because of that, I would say it's very difficult to Amazon to block it, because I don't think they'll have a justifying reason of why they would block a media player like that. This then leads to the interesting point that because this application falls into one of those categories, what other categories would Amazon find it difficult to block applications on your device? So the first category I would say are media platforms, media players. So things like obviously the K application, things like VLC, a very, very popular media player. So again, they're just media players. They don't host any content. I would say that category would be more or less impossible to block. The next category we have is server-based platforms. So things like Plex, for example, or Jellyfin, you've got MB. So again, these are server-based applications. When the applications themselves don't host anything, they're just accessing the content that you've organized or cataloged or sorted out. They're just playing that content. So again, I would say that category would be very difficult for Amazon to block. And lastly, I would say the third category is the browser-based streaming. So for example, using Downloader or even the Silk browser, I know it's from Amazon, but again, because it's just a browser, and if you choose to use that browser to access streaming sites or streaming content, again, I don't see Amazon could really be able to block a browser because it's up to you where you want to browse using that browser. So that's the third category that I think Amazon would really struggle to block, is the browser-based streaming applications. And this is why the Amazon crackdown really has been focusing on specific applications and not really general platforms. And installing its key application on the other Fire Sticks, Fire TVs, is simple as just opening up Downloader, just typing in kodi.tv, which is the official site. You can now scroll down, click on download now, scroll down again, choose Android and choose the 32-bit link here, click on that. And you can see, guys, in less than 5 seconds, you're now downloading the latest version of this application from the official website for it. So it takes a few seconds, no blocking messages, no restrictions, and you can go ahead and install this application. That's now done. But the real takeaway here isn't just about this one-off streaming application, it's trying to understand how Amazon decides which applications to block. And as I've demonstrated in this video, Amazon isn't targeting random apps. They're focusing on specific applications that link directly to piracy, or they have malware or virus type concerns. Platforms like the K application, like VLC, like Plex, like Jellyfin, those are going to be much harder for Amazon to justify blocking them. So if you use one of those applications, then I really don't think you've got anything to worry about, and you can carry on accessing your favorite content, just doing it through those applications. And this is exactly why those applications have survived every crackdown so far. So that's pretty much this video, guys. Many thanks for watching. Do leave me a comment below. Let me know if you think Amazon will ever target these applications, or do you think they're safe to stay? So really appreciate your support. Do like and share this video, and I'll hopefully catch up with you guys real soon. Thanks.